It's the Jack Benny program. We're back, ladies and gentlemen, and we're brought to you by Jell-O and those delicious... Oh my goodness!
What's wrong, Don? You're pale.
And those delicious flavors. Apricot, berry blue, black cherry, blackberry fusion, cherry lemonade, Concord grape, cotton candy, fruit punch, grape, green apple, lemon, lime, mango, margarita, melon fusion, orange, peach, pineapple, raspberry, strawberry, banana, tropical fusion, and watermelon.
We're a little late, folks, so good night. Don, are you all right?
Times certainly have changed. Just let me catch my breath. The Jack Benny program, featuring Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Rochester, Dennis Day, and yours truly, Don Wilson. And now here's the star of the show, a little wrinkled and gray since he's been away, Jack Benny.
Well, thank you. Jell-O again, this is Jack Benny talking. And Don, remember, an announcer who gives a bum introduction may be written off as a tax deduction. What does that even mean? But seriously, this is a different kind of show. Don, set the scene.
I'll be glad to, Jack. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a Lost Jack Benny episode. We're taking you back to a time that may or may not have existed sometime during World War II.
Sometime between Canada Dry and Lucky Strikes.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you know, Jack and the cast have been visiting Army bases and entertaining our troops. Last Tuesday evening, we did a special performance for the Army Air Corps trainees. Here's what happened at the end of the show.
Gee, those fellas were a wonderful audience. Mary, did you see how they all gave me a standing ovation when I played the violin?
That wasn't a standing ovation, Jack. They were looking for an escape route.
Looking for an escape route. They were not! Besides, they had orders to be here. If they tried to escape, they could have gotten shot.
I think that's what they were hoping for.
Miss Wisecrack of 1939. I still say it was a great audience and a terrific show. Gee, it's sort of late. What are you doing tonight, Mary?
I'm going straight home, Jack. I want to get to bed early.
Yeah, me too.
Hey, don't be gloomy or brokenhearted. Harris is here, and the party started. Hiya, Jackson. Wasn't the band on the game? Oh, and great show, Levy. You dog.
Thanks, Phil. The band was great.
Yes, good job.
Yeah, man. We was all in the groove. Mm-hmm.
Except Remley. He was on the floor.
Hey, Frankie had a hard day yesterday.
Oh, yeah, you said last Sunday Remley heard a rumor that Scotch was going to be rationed. What did he do? Throw out his back holding a couple of 100 bottles up to his attic?
Sorta, Jackson, except he did without the bottles.
That doesn't even make sense. Without the bottles, how could he carry the Scotch?
Inside, Jackson. Inside.
Well, tell him they're going to ration black coffee. Maybe he'll be sober for next week's show.
Well, good night, boys. I'll see you at rehearsal.
Good night, Mary.
Hold on, beautiful. Oh, and the band will keep a light burning in the window for you.
Some light. It's Remsley's nose.
Hi, Jack. Phil.
Oh, hello, Don.
Oh, good show, Dauncey. Your tonsils are smooth as a GI haircut.
Thanks, Phil. The band was terrific.
Well, the part that was conscious.
Jack, Dennis and I are about to leave.
Yeah, shake a leg, maggot.
Dennis.
Get your rear in gear, dogface.
Dog face.
You better watch your step or I'll put you on KP.
Now, cut that out. Don't get smart with me, kid.
Gee, I'm sorry, Mr. Benny. Mother told me to practice being tough in case I get drafted. She wants me to go to officers' training school.
You? An officer?
Clark Gable's a major. Jimmy Stewart's a captain. What do they got that I don't have?
You mean besides a chin?
Jack, Dennis and I are ready to go. Do you still want to ride to your house?
Yes, thanks, Don. I just need to get a couple of things from my dressing. That's your cue, Phil.
Hey, I didn't have a line and 2 pages.
I thought I was home already.
What lousy rehearsal! That's all I ask. Read your line.
Let's see. Hold on, Jackson. Since when you carpooling with Nature Boy and the half-ton old fun?
For your information, Phil, I got rid of my car.
Times have certainly changed. Oh, fam, my brown mother dear, I believe I'm out of my head. You dumped the Maxwell?
Well, the government wants a patriotic Americans to contribute scrap iron to the war effort. It was the least I could do.
Maybe even less than that.
Dennis, don't make fun of my automobile. Why, Uncle Sam can turn it into something the Army can use. A Jeep, a field gun, even a tank.
Or that little tin sign that says Officer's Latrine.
Very funny. Well, look at it. Oh, that's the dressing room phone. Just a minute. Hello, Jack Benny speaking.
Mr. Benny, I have a call coming through for you.
Well, put it through.
Please hold for one moment. Gee, Gertrude, ain't it kind of late for Blue Eyes to get a call? Yeah, usually he's in bed by 9. Hello, are you there? Hello? Imagine that, they hung up. I know who it was. Tell Mr. Benny to call home. I did that when we had our last date and he tried to beg a dime off me. Mr. Benny?
Yes, operator.
We lost the connection, but it was from your home phone. Shall I try to reconnect to the party? It's coming through again, Gertrude. Oh, wait a second. Go ahead, please.
Hello, Jack.
Rochester, why did you call?
I just phoned to see if you want me to drive to the base and pick you up, Jack.
Well, wait. Why are you calling me Jack instead of Mr. Benny?
'Cause times they have certainly changed.
I see. Well, what did you want?
Do you need me to drive to the base and pick you up?
Pick me up? Rochester, don't you remember? We donated the Maxwell to the Army Scrap Iron Drive.
Yeah, and they donated it right back. There was some question about its draft classification.
Draft classification? It's a car, for heaven's sake.
Maybe even less than that.
You keep out of it. Look at Rochester. What did the Army say about the Maxwell?
Well, they classified it 4F.
4F? A car? What's that supposed to mean?
Faded, feeble, flaking, and finished.
Gee, I always wondered what those F's stood for.
I thought the Navy told you that when you tried to re-enlist.
Oh, be quiet. Now look it, Rochester, the carpool's ready to go. I'll be home in half an hour.
Well, goodbye.
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 Toonbley, hang up the phone.
Okay, I'll do the sound effect, but the show's over.
What does that have to do with anything?
Oh, I don't mind donating my art to the Army, but we're on your time. I'm going to expect 75 cents overtime for this.
75 cents for hanging up a phone. How ridiculous can you get?
To you, it's ridiculous. To me, it's a chance to buy 3 victory stamps.
Oh, Jack, are you ready to go?
I'm ready. I can't wait to get home and relax.
Mr. Wilson, could you drop me off first? Mother and I are going to listen to Lights Out.
I think I'll have to turn into Lights Out, too. I hear it's a scary show.
Not me, brother. A hot bath and then a good book for me.
I hope I don't get too scared. Freddie hates it when I have to sleep in his bed.
Freddie? I didn't know you had a brother.
I don't. He's our Cocker
Oh,
Spaniel.
for heaven's sake. Come on, let's get started.
Well, Jack, there's your book and your glass of warm milk. Anything else?
No, Rochester, thank you. I'm going to lie here and read for a while. Oh, switch the lamp. That's fine, Rochester. You can turn in now.
I will, right after I listen to Lights Out.
Again, with the lights out. What's so interesting about that show?
It's real scary. Last Tuesday I listened to it, and it gave me goose dimples.
Goose dimples? You mean goose pimples?
No, I mean what I said. That show's scary. They were afraid to come out.
Well, that's the silliest thing I ever heard. Now, good night, Rochester.
Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite.
Thanks, Rochester. I will sleep
Somehow I knew you would.
Gee, I don't know. I don't really feel like reading. I guess I might as well listen to that stupid radio program. What a laugh. Grown men afraid of a radio show.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Are you ready for our latest chilling episode? A tale of mystery and horror. Lights out, everyone.
Lights out. Gee, how corny can you get?
Hey, you in the bed, didn't you hear me?
Me?
Yes, you, Blue Eyes. Lights out.
Oh, for heaven's sake. This is the craziest thing I ever heard of. I mean, what possible reason could I have for turning off the lamp?
Darkness is thrilling. Darkness is mysterious. Darkness is terrifying.
You'll have to do better than that, Buster.
Darkness is cheap.
Gee, their sound effects man gives them a lot of value for their money.
It is later than you think.
Later than you think. With that delivery, no wonder. That guy sure sounds familiar. Imagine being afraid of a stupid radio show.
Tonight's story is a tale of a man who simply faded away. One morning he found that he never would exist again, that he never had existed at all.
Morning already. Must have fallen asleep listening to that show. The sun is awfully bright. Hey, this isn't my bedroom. I'm sleeping on a park bench, and I'm wearing an old tattered suit. Where's my wallet? I've been kidnapped and robbed. I've got to find help. There's a policeman. He'll help me. Officer.
Yes?
You're a policeman?
Who did you think I was in this blue uniform, Admiral Halsey?
I don't have time for your smart remarks. I need help. Somebody stole my wallet, and I've been kidnapped. And even worse, somebody stole my wallet.
Stole your wallet? Did they hacksaw through the chain?
The chain's gone too. Look, are you going to help me or not?
Oh, well, if you insist, I'll have to write up a report. Name, please?
What do you mean, name, please? You know my name. You aggravate me practically every week.
Touchy, aren't we?
Look, I fell asleep last night in my own house, listening to Lights Off.
Imagine a grown man being scared silly by a stupid radio show.
I am not scared silly. Anyway, I woke up just a minute ago on that bench.
That bench right over there? Ooh, this is serious.
You're darn right it's serious.
I ought to run you in for trespassing.
Trespassing?
Yes. Mrs. Roosevelt is passing through Beverly Hills today.
What's that got to do with anything?
There's a hotel shortage, you know.
A hotel shortage? You mean...
That bench is reserved for Eleanor.
That's Eleanor Roosevelt's bench?
Of course. It's the one closest to the fire hydrant. She's bringing her little dog Falla along, too.
Wait a minute. You're saying I slept on Eleanor Roosevelt's park bench?
I won't tell Franklin if you won't.
Now cut that out. Are you going to help me or not?
Oh, good. I didn't know I had a choice.
I demand that you help me. Now write out your silly report.
Don't be such a hothead. All right, name?
Fred Allen.
Ooh, may I have your autograph? I'm a big fan.
Take back your stupid pad. I'm not Fred Allen.
You really know how to break a young lad's heart, don't you?
Oh, for look. I'm Jack Benny.
How do you spell that?
Just like it sounds.
Is it 2 N's or 1?
Two. It's always been two.
Rationing, you know. Now, how old are you?
You mean now or when I first called you?
I must know your age.
Well, look at me. What do you think?
I couldn't say. They never let it out on the air.
Estimate.
All right. I'll write a number down on my pad. There, I bet that's close.
Let me see. All right, now look. Erase the first two figures and reverse the second two. When there you got it.
I still think my number's closer.
Forget the whole thing. I'll walk home. Rochester will help me.
Before you go, did you kill that squirrel that's lying on the bench? Hunting in the park is against the law.
That's not a squirrel. That's my hair.
Well, it needs more body. Take it home and feed it some peanuts.
The door is locked, and I don't have my key. I'll have to ring for Rochester. Lucky I live close to the park, otherwise I wouldn't have gotten home until the middle of Amos and Andy.
Yes?
Yeah, Rochester, the strangest thing just happened. I fell asleep in bed last night and woke up this morning on a park bench.
Whom shall I say is calling?
Rochester.
You're not Rochester.
Of course not. You are.
I'm glad we cleared that up.
What's going on? This is my house, and that was Rochester. I recognize my sports jacket he was wearing. Hey, open this door. Trumbly, you got your victory stamps by now.
Yeah, but I'm working my way up to war bond.
Sorry, mister. We don't want to buy anything today.
Rochester, what's going on? Let me in.
I can't. Mr. Benny wouldn't like my letting strangers in the house while he's gone.
Mr. Benny? I'm Mr. Benny. Stop fooling around.
Now, before you go, you can have this and take this.
A sandwich and a cup of coffee.
Oh, I almost forgot. And this.
A new suit.
Yeah, Mr. Benny's always generous to bums who stop by for a handout.
I must have the wrong house. Corned beef on rye. And I am hungry. And this is a nice suit. I'll change. I'll go to the park and eat. And then I'll go to the studio. And if I hurry, I just might get there after a few words from our sponsor.
Friends, with a war on, we need to conserve energy. We must be sure to observe gas rationing and not buy gasoline on the black market. And conserving energy is why it's a great idea to start your day with the breakfast of Grape Nuts Flakes. Yes, Grape Nuts Flakes have all the real food energy you need to get through the morning and get your work done. And Grape Nuts Flakes and Grape Nuts aren't rationed, so you can have a second helping. And now I think Jack has just arrived at the studio, so let's join him outside the main door.
When we started, the sponsor was Jell-O.
Times suddenly change.
Mr. Ketzel!
Hello, Mr. Benny.
What are you doing here?
With the manpower shortage, I'm standing in for the stage door Johnny. It's a part-time job. Rest of the time, I am being an actor.
You mean our regular guard is in the service?
This is true. He now is in the United States Navy.
I never heard. Did he enlist?
One step ahead of the draft
Well,
board.
it's certainly patriotic of you to cover for him while he's away.
Patriotic is my middle name. My first one's Jerome.
Jerome.
I'm only Jewish on my mother's side. Full-blooded, I'm not. Rehearsal's already started, Mr. Benny.
It has. Wait a minute. You know who I am.
Certainly I do. Of course. There is a new Mr. Benny, too. He's on stage right now.
What? How could that be?
From how I am not knowing. But one thing I do know.
What's that?
You're the Mr. Benny what signs the paychecks.
That's right. And don't you forget it. I'm going right on stage and see who this new Mr. Benny is.
You know, Jack, it's great to be working for such a generous employer.
Generous.
That's true. My mother just loves you.
I think I'm still asleep.
Why not? Jack is so kind and gentle and attractive.
Well, maybe I'm awake.
Yeah, Jack, I gotta thank you for getting me to go on the wagon.
No, I must be dreaming.
I really don't deserve all this praise. I'm just a humble radio comedian, after all.
Wait a minute. Gang, that's not me. That's Arch Obler.
That's right, Jack. Arch Obler, producer and writer of Lights Out.
And thank you, Jack, for starring in our production of The Man Who Ceased to Be.
You mean this was just a radio show? That I'm really me?
Of course you are, Jack. Nobody can replace Jack Benny.
Well, I'm flattered, really. But Arch, just one thing. Do I get overtime?
We're a little late, folks. So, good night.
Please visit our website at www.artc.org for more information, to see our schedules of live performances, to buy our studio productions, and to make donations. The Atlanta Radio Theater Company is a non-profit charitable organization, so all donations are tax deductible, and we thrive on the kindness of fans just like you.